In many ways, like New Orleans high schools are an extension of the community. I think that's probably true everywhere. But here where, folks come out to the games, folks come out during Mardi Gras, and the high schools are a big part of what makes that such a momentous occasion for the community.
When you go other places and people ask, well, where did you go to school? You name what college you went to. In New Orleans, you ask someone where did they go to school, they tell you what high school they went to.
This charter school landscape has changed the dynamics of New Orleans altogether. So many schools are no longer the same name. That's our history. That's kind of what makes New Orleans unique. It's not just, the cemeteries or the historic houses, the streets, and what happened in this place. New Orleans is everything that's here. And when you begin to erase the different facets of what we call home, you start erasing generations.
We lost a sense of that community within our schools because we had so many kids coming from different neighborhoods that really didn't live here. We definitely got a lot of angry neighbors because they want to see the kids that play and grow up in this neighborhood want to go to this school.
Certainly there's something lost. I walked to school and I went through preschool through high school on the same block. So this is very different. This is taking your kid all over town. So in terms of the community school, there's something lost. But I think that community is something that you create. So if we create community at the schools that we're in and create community in our neighborhoods, I think it's kind of incumbent upon us to do that, to replace anything that might be lost from that system.
The first and biggest one was the band. Historically, Cohen has always had an amazing band, and so that was really important that we get that right. And so that was like the very first and most visible way that we tried to honor the legacy of the school and really make sure that we're staying true to the city and what the city values in the Alumni Association.
Band is to New Orleans like the Green Bay Packers are to Wisconsin. It's the thing to do for junior high, middle school, high school. If you're not in the band, then you're probably playing football or basketball, but everybody on the football and basketball team wants to be in the band. So it's a big thing.
What note are you playing? Why you don't have a B natural at measure 4?
In many ways, finding Ricardo, our band director, was way harder than finding our algebra teacher or our chemistry teacher because we had to find somebody who got that tension and who could do our type of school well and still represent like the history of Cohen and build the band. But I was definitely freaking out because I'm like, in the list of things I have to do, like trying to figure out who's gonna lead the majorettes right now does not seem like the most critical to opening school day one. But clearly parents like really cared about that, and so just trying to honor that history.
The parents demanded. When I first got here, it was a lot of pressure. You had a lot of parents who were like, we need to have a band, need to be good, and I want to make sure that my child is in the band. And it's, I'm proud of that product. And so you have a lot of pressure from a lot of different people. The band is like the biggest ambassador of the school. Millions of people come for Mardi Gras, but that's just marching band, football games, and concerts. Community means a lot to the school. As the band director and being the most visible entity of the school, to kind of make sure we are in line with that and have a product that people are proud of, particularly alumni.
The Cohen that I attended was one of the finest schools, not just in the city, but I would suggest to you one of the finest schools in the country. But if you look at 2009 and look at student performance scores, compare those and other tests or other measures in terms of how schools are improving, then you will find that college prep has done a tremendous job in bringing Coin back. I think 2009, 2010, 2011, Coin was probably one of the worst performing schools in the city. And of course, when you look at what Coin is doing now, it's considerably improved from those days.
I don't think that we're getting them all the way right by any means. Like, we still are building our program. But I think that we try to honor at least the conversation to hear, like, this is important to you, and it's going to be important to us too. I just don't always have, like, the answer for what we're going to do right now. Like, and thankfully we've been able to hire the right people that care about those and build those programs out. But I just remember, like, I was like, I don't know what we're going to do for Friday Night Football. Like, I'm going to figure that out, and I'll get back to you. There were a lot of moments like that first year.